What's going on, everyone? I've got another Black Ops 2 weapon guide for you today, and this time we're going to take a look at another weapon from the secondary weapons category, that weapon being the KAP-40, aka the TDI or Chris card, aka Judge Dredd's Lawgiver. This pistol is the last one you unlock at level 43, and the unique feature for this one is it's the only fully automatic machine pistol in Black Ops 2. So let's jump straight in and take a look at some of the KAP-40's general features. First up is damage figures weighing at 45 to 19. This equates to a 3 shot to kill up close, but that quickly drops off every 10 meters to 4, 5 and finally 6 shots to kill. The main drawback to the KAP-40 though is its high recoil. As you can see by the sample spread, half the shots didn't even land on target. As soon as you start holding down that trigger, this weapon just starts aiming towards the clouds, so it's definitely a weapon you'll need to burst fire with or at least use at very close range. And as we can see by its profile, this weapon resembles a shoebox, but it's got a pretty nice pair of iron sights which makes lining up your targets quite easy. So moving on to some more detailed stats for the KAP-40. Just like that B23R, its magazine weighs in at 15 rounds, but since this weapon doesn't fire in 3-round bursts, the extended clip attachment only extends that magazine to a maximum of 20 rounds. I find the standard magazine for this weapon is too small, and even with that full 20 rounds it's still quite easy to exhaust the full magazine before you've managed to take out all your enemies. The main reason for that fast depletion of your magazine is its fire rate, which weighs in at the fastest figure out of all the secondary weapons at 937 rounds per minute. Obviously with this weapon being fully automatic it's quite easy to achieve this figure just by pinning your finger on that trigger. But even though you can deplete that magazine in a split second, it's got a pretty fast reload time at 1.45 seconds, so you're not out of the action for too long before you can continue blazing down the bad guys. So the KAP-40 is definitely a deadly weapon out of the secondaries, but Treyarch have definitely made it balanced by giving it major pros and cons within its stats and features. What makes it so deadly is that it's a secondary weapon with higher damage and a higher fire rate than a lot of the SMGs, but that's balanced with this weapon having crazily high recoil as well as that minute magazine of just 15 rounds. This weapon could have quite easily held its own as one of the best SMGs if it had a 30 round mag as well as a slightly tamed recoil spread, but as it stands now it makes a perfectly balanced secondary weapon. The KAP-40 can be most compared to its automatic brother in the secondary weapons, the B23R. Although the B23R is configured in 3-round burst, it's got the same magazine size as well as the same recoil profile. And between the two, I think my preference goes with that B23R, mostly because of that lower recoil thanks to that 3-round burst configuration. That 3-round burst mode also helps conserve your ammo with that small 15-round magazine. With the KAP-40, just holding down your trigger will empty that magazine in a split second, but at least with the B23R it makes you line up those shots more precisely. So depending whether or not you're using this weapon as a secondary weapon or if you're setting up a loadout using this weapon as a primary, let's move on and take a look at my recommendations of attachments. First of all, if you're using this weapon as a backup, which the KAP-40 is definitely suited for, then I'd go with the extended clip just to give you those extra few rounds to mow down at least 2 bad guys in your last stand. Otherwise, if you're wanting to run this weapon in a pistols only setup, I'd either go with the secondary gunfighter wildcard and run the extended clip with the suppressor, or go with that dual wield attachment. Although the suppressor does reduce your range and will mean that you need those 6 shots to kill much closer than you would otherwise, it does give you the benefits of having reduced muzzle flash, as well as keeping you off the radar, which keeps you safe seeing as you've got to reload pretty much after every gunfight. Otherwise, despite it being nerfed recently, you can't go wrong with the dual wield KAP-40s. It's a shame you can't combine dual wield with the abilities of Steady Aim Pro in Black Ops 2. Without it you're stuck with that pretty large hipfire reticle, but unlike the B23R this weapon is configured in full auto, which makes it capable of spewing out bullets at that full 900 plus rounds per minute, so when doubled up it makes it especially deadly at close range. I'll soon be using this KAP-40 in a fun movie themed loadout to play as Judge Dredd. This KAP-40 in game is based on the TDI card, which is the weapon that was used in the original Sylvester Stallone movie as Judge Dredd's Lawgiver. So that's about it for my guide to the KAP-40 in Black Ops 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.